Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the MTL Apocalypse Cerberus, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. This is the second most voted for vehicle this week, coming in with 153 votes as I accidentally lay down a mine for myself. Anyway, some comments on the screen, as always, as we run over a redneck. As always, grateful for your comments, or subscribers, non-subscribers alike. You guys are absolutely awesome. So the Cerberus, an interesting vehicle, very big, very long, very heavy, but has some decent acceleration and a fair amount of power. However, it also has a jump that I just accidentally hit. I didn't realize that the jump was tied to the horn. And I went to honk, and, well, that happened. Yeah. Other characteristics that the Cerberus has. First of all, this doesn't belong to me. This belongs to Sven. You'll see him throughout both of today's Road Off-Road videos. That's right, there are two. And we'll talk about why in just a minute. But it also has a rather thick bumper. And it gets in the way a little bit now and then, making it difficult to get over certain areas. You'll see that problem come into play quite a bit, but mainly the big problem with this thing is just its length. It does not have, as you can see here, much of a turning radius at all. Plus, when we're dealing with tighter quarters, trying to get it to navigate some of the turns can be a bit challenging. So why do we have two videos today? Well, you can see that this video alone is 18 minutes long. And in about half an hour after this one goes live, video number 2 will go up. And it is even longer than this one. Two very slow vehicles today. All in, without speeding up the footage, it was like an hour 15, an hour 20 minutes long of a video. Which, that obviously was way too long. So we will be dealing with some sped up footage today in both videos. Even after I sped up the footage though, it was 38 minutes, almost 39. And that's just too long for one video, for YouTube at least. And some people may think, oh, well, you know what, I like Road Off-Road, I would have watched it. And yeah, that's fine, but the majority of people, when they see a video over 30 minutes, they skip it. It's just kind of a YouTube thing. However, people will watch two videos under 20, even though it's the same amount of time. So, I did it just to try to make sure I get my view count. You know, it doesn't really... watch time is more important than even view count. But this should help make sure that people get to see all of it. So, ran into a bit of a problem with the Cerberus. You can see that that front bumper was causing us quite a bit of trouble trying to get over that section. I tried to go to the right to get around it, and instead, I'm sorry, to go to the left to get around it, and instead wound up falling off the path completely. Played with the flamethrower a little bit on my way back up, taking the easier way up this time. Tried to light up Commander Hobo there in his car as he drove completely off the side, and there back we just jumped over the problem area, leaving the footage sped up though, because this is still a very long ascent even without using the jump. This just takes a while, and like I said, I think it's better to speed it up. You still get a sense for everything that happened, and you can still see me trying to set fire to Commander, so you know, all in, not a bad deal. I did set fire to those hikers, yes indeed. You can watch this at about 1/4 speed if you really want to get an idea of what it was like. I knew that the Cerberus was not going to make that climb, so I just came down here, did a multi-point turn, got a little stuck, and finally just gunned it and made it that far. And yeah, didn't quite get all the way up that way, but we are getting around and making our way. With 8 minutes, 28 seconds, will the Cerberus off-road? Indeed, it will. And it did a pretty good job. I mean, 8 minutes isn't really all that fast. However, it is only one of two commercial vehicles that I've tested that actually made it to the top of Mount Chiliad. All the others DNF'd. This did take 3 minutes and 21 seconds longer than the Benson. However, yes, I just sent Commander Hobo off the edge. I don't know how that dead hiker got there. Genuinely, I don't know. And I am immediately high-centered on this rock. Yeah, that long wheelbase becomes an issue when it leaves so much of the underbelly exposed. And so now I have to try to get off of this rock, which 30 seconds into the controlled descent, I haven't gone but what, 2 meters, 3 meters? Yeah. Finally rocked it loose, but now facing a different sort of problem. As Schwinn decides he wants to ride in his truck and operate the rear flamethrower. Finally found my way out. Tried my best not to knock Commander off, and then got high-centered again on one of the sharper bits. So now it's just a matter of trying to shake it, wiggle it, whatever I can do to get it free from this area. A minute, 10 seconds in, and we've gone maybe another 10 meters. It's not going well for the Cerberus, and this controlled descent remains a problem. Nothing but issues, honestly. Some of which my fault, some of which are just due to the characteristics of the truck. These first two, due to the characteristics of the truck. It's just a weird vehicle, but there we go. Finally found enough grip to shove us up and over that. Now I'm going very slow because I remember that it has a terrible turning radius, and it also understeers quite a bit. So I'm just being very careful to make sure I don't go flying down the mountain here. Gonna back up a little bit, gotta go on the path, and we're gonna light up Commander again. I love the flamethrower on this thing. I really want to get a Cerberus. I just keep, every time I go on sale, I forget to buy it. But I really, really want one. I really like it. It's just a mean, wicked, sinister looking truck, and I love it for that. So, doing my best to keep the speed down, simply because this thing has terrible brakes. It also weighs quite a bit, so gravity loves to just pull it on down. So that is why I am going so painfully slow here. I mean, listen to those brakes just cry out in agony and not do much to really slow the thing down. Notice I was braking and it wasn't slowing down. Yeah. So here comes a couple more hikers. Can't remember if I flamed these guys. Yes, they are now alight. May not have killed them by running them over, but definitely set them on fire, so that should do them in quite nicely. Coming up to a really sharp turn here, trying to go as slow as I can to make sure that I get my front end where it needs to be, but it just can't quite get around here. It just won't turn. It just doesn't want to ever turn in. Even at really low speeds, it wants to understeer. Which, when Schwinn thought we were going to go off the edge, he abandoned me and went and got back in with Commander. Traitor. Anyway, so I'm high-centered here. I was hoping that I could get some traction and back up. That is clearly not working, because I have 2 sets of wheels, well, 2.5 sets of wheels still off the ground, so it's just spinning. So I finally decided I'm just going to go forward, and then in going forward, got a little high-centered again. Just riding those brakes as hard as I can, and then I figured if I could get rested up against this rock, I could back up. I was very wrong, and I had to wind up doing a burnout to get the truck pointed in the right direction, but now I have to deal with gravity. Hopefully, though, it can find some grip. Really? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Surprisingly, the wheels, all 6 of them in the back, are spinning, but we're back up on the path. Coming around to yet another sharp turn, trying to shave the speed off immediately that I just picked up. Managed to not go flying off the edge. But again, I have no grip because part of the truck is off the ground behind me. Yeah, this was frustrating. This whole day's worth of recording was frustrating, and to the point that I had to take out a little bit of that frustration in a death match, which you'll actually get to see that in the next video. That's right. There's a death match in Will It Offroad. Like actual people engaging in a death match, not just using it for testing alone. So yeah, look for that in the next video. Trying to get around this 90-degree hairpin here. Doing a burnout, doing my best to keep the front end up on the mountain. And there we go. So you may remember earlier I said that this truck is indeed equipped with mines. Most vehicles, well, a lot of vehicles, like especially the gun running vehicles, the mines are triggered by the horn, and that's how you drop them on when you're playing with a controller. On this one, they're triggered with the headlights, and I wanted to drop a mine for Commander. Forgot that that was the boost or the jump button, and sent myself to my doom. Now, I did not admit that to Commander and to Sven when we were recording. I said it was an accidental panic honk. You guys are getting the truth. I wanted to drop a mine for Commander and watch him run over it. So they're just kinetic mines. I thought it'd be kind of funny just to see it boost him a little bit, maybe knock him off the mountain. And instead, yeah, it bit me in the ass. So here I'm trying to use the jump just to get out of here. It looks ridiculous. Sped up to 500%, but it's still kind of funny. Just trying to figure out a way out, and it took a long time, so that's why we again resorted to having the footage sped up. I overshot my path there behind me, and I could have gotten back up to the trail there, but I overshot it a little bit. So now I'm just having to go from valley to valley to valley until I can find a way back up. Realize that's not going to happen, and cheat a bit to get back to the trail right here. Hooray! And managed to put the truck on its side. 9 minutes into this controlled descent, mind you. Definitely not going well. Which is why it was necessary to speed up the footage, because it was just boring watching me spin the wheels of this big truck sitting there in the valleys up on the mountain. But hey, at least we're almost down. And at least it's getting somewhat dark so we can see the sinister red headlights, right? Yeah, so see, something good came of this. I do love those red headlights on here. Perfect fit for this truck. Can you tell I like the Cerberus? I really like the Cerberus. Though, remind me, do not ever take it off-roading. Because definitely not the place that this thing should be. Not sure what happened to Commander and Sven. They fell behind there. I think it's because they were still up the mountain trying to wait for me to get back up, and I finally just decided to take a shortcut. So I think that's why they're not catching up with me. I was also going really slow trying to give them a chance. But there's the mine that I dropped earlier, and it caused somebody to run into me. We're down 10 minutes and 21 seconds. Couldn't really fit on the ramp for the damage descent. Doesn't matter though, because I just used the jump to get up off of there. Because that got it started just fine. It took forever to get that thing lined up too. If you watched the Will It Offroad fails video with the barracks and forget the other one now, that was involved, but there were two vehicles that had issues, shall we say, getting down to the ramp. Yeah, you can add this one to the list. It took quite a while, and it was very frustrating, but we got it there in the end. With help of a monster truck, and Commander tried to ram the Cerberus, but it didn't really help any. I am a little bit wedged here. Part of that is because I am squishing Commander to death. Part of it's also because the thing is on its side, and I think it's the rear flamethrower that's stuck. But Sven came flying down the mountain with a, he says it was quite intentional, but I don't know. It seems like he was kind of flying down. It did help, though. Either whether it was intentional or whether it was accidental, either way, it did get me unstuck. We have to school Sven in the rules of Will It Offroad, though. No help is allowed. You can ride passenger, you can be a support truck to be in the video, but no help is allowed. By the way, if you're on PC and you want to be in a Will It Offroad video, I usually record these on Sunday afternoons, the day before they go live, though this one was a week early. I'm going to try to get a couple weeks early on them. But if you're on PC and you want to be in Will It Offroad, just hit us up on our Discord. And as long as you play by the rules, which is, you know, stay out of the way of the vehicle being recorded, don't get in the way to slow it down, don't offer it any help, and try not to make too many things pop up on the screen, you can be in the video. Sure. Anybody can. Just, you know, then you can be like, look, Mom, I'm on YouTube, because, you know, that's a big thing. I knew this thing wasn't going to fit through the tunnel, so I didn't even try. Plus, I wanted to get around before the train got here. Same thing here. I knew there was no way getting around to the tunnel. However, I did manage to hit a tree. So that's always fun. And then back down into the bumpy, muddy bit. The thing just doesn't want to stay on its wheels. Commander looked a little cold, so I thought I'd warm him up a little bit there. And back up and over, because again, not going to fit through that little tunnel. But, you know, we got to make it fair and try to go down in the ravine. And, well, yeah. This just became a fustercluck. Royally. Thought, you know, hey, maybe I could try a few jumps, which I will try those. Mostly, though, they just went very wrong. Did a jump there, hit the tree, hit another tree, and wedged myself on the bridge. Well done. 10 out of 10. Perfectly positioned. Yeah, 3 minutes into a damage ascent. I mean, it takes vehicles, what, a minute and a half usually. Commander tried to give me a little left tap, but it didn't work. I did finally manage to free myself with a little help from a monster truck that rolled me over. But look at this thing, how it just rolls. It just rolls right over. It's like my cat when he wants belly rubs. He just rolls around. But that's right. My cat Cole loves belly rubs. His secret is out. My other cat, if you dare touch her belly, she will murder you in your sleep. Yeah, so very different cats that I have. Both very old cats. They're my babies. Anyway, have to talk about something. There's not a lot happening with Offroad right now. So, hey, why not talk about my cats? Cole and Jasmine, that's their names. They're cute. Trying to get the jump to get me back up on the road. This thing doesn't seem to be able to do it under its own power. And instead, I wind up on the trail on the opposite side. Yeah. This whole day of recording was so very frustrating. Just because of the vehicles involved. Finally learned how to use the jump. And we are down for the damage ascent. 4 minutes, 27 seconds. And I have a redneck match because I used the flamethrower. Anyways, it's got broken windows and some slight scratches. And that's it on the damage. Of course, there's the 2 cars that escorted me down. Commander's is not too bad. Spins maybe not as good, but you know, there we go. We are down, and this first half of Will It Offroad today is over. Don't forget to go vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in upcoming Will It Offroad videos by clicking on the link in the description down below, and don't forget to watch for part 2 coming up very shortly after this. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.